Well, hello there. Welcome to the fire. You know what's one of my pet peeves? Having my time wasted. I mean, I have things to do and there's only so many hours in a day. So, if something like the following story happened to me, you bet I'd be upset. DM Bafflingly kills off first-time players. r/RPG horror stories posted by Azir_Keys. This is a story of my first and so far last time playing D&D. I've never been an RPG guy, but have been friends with a lot of people who are. This story happened several years ago, back when I was in college. My girlfriend at the time and I had been invited by a mutual friend to play D&D with him. He was very experienced with tabletop RPGs, but neither of us had ever played before. Girlfriend had been part of some LARP groups, but I was totally fresh. The DM was a friend of his. It was a guy who I somewhat knew of through acquaintances and seemed like a good guy. A few nights before we begin, experienced friend comes over with all his books and printed out PDFs and excitedly helps us make our characters while he makes his. The day of the first session, we drive over to DM's house. Our first session goes pretty smoothly. With some guidance from experienced friend, girlfriend and I sort of get a grasp of what we're doing. We're a party of misfits in a prison made to fight like gladiators. We have some combat encounters, hijinks ensue. Overall, everything goes well. At the end of the session, we level up our characters and head out until next week. DM asks experienced friend to stay a little longer to work on something involving his character. The next week, we meet for our second session. Experienced friend's character, who is neutral evil, for what it's worth, has made some shady deals with the prison wardens, and me and girlfriend's characters have bombs attached to them. DM has us go through some basic scripted sequences before deciding that the bombs explode and kills us both. Yeah, this guy decided it was a good idea to permanently kill off 2 of the 3 player characters on the second session. He basically tells us that we can leave if we want, since experienced friend is the only one whose character is still active. So we did. From what I recall, he tried to make it into a solo campaign just between him and experienced friend, but it didn't really work, since experienced friend wanted to play with, a party. I have no idea why he decided to kill us off. It's not as though he disliked us, as far as I could tell. I guess he must have just not been interested in DMing with new players. The game wasn't really clicking for me personally, so I wasn't too upset about being unceremoniously killed off, but girlfriend was effing livid. She was a LARPer and was used to games where she could carefully craft her character just so, and would play them for multiple years, getting quite attached to them. It was clear to me that she designed this D&D character with the same sort of expectation and was infuriated that she'd been killed off so casually in the second week. She straight up refused to even speak to DM after that. I, on the other hand, am still casual acquaintances with the guy on Facebook, and from what I could tell, he seems to be a pretty good guy. I guess he's just a shite DM. TLDR, girlfriend and I played D&D for the first time. DM kills us off in the second session. Honestly, I cannot blame the girlfriend here. Putting the time, effort, and energy into creating a character can be a really personal thing, and then setting aside the time to actually schedule a game for at least 3 hours to upwards of even 6 hours or more is an investment on personal time. If it was me, I'd be really pissed. The DM here wanted to have a solo game with the experienced friend, which is perfectly fine, but don't waste other people's time and efforts. The DM should have grown a spine and been upfront about it. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And would you kindly follow the socials posted in the description below. as always, be good, be great, be awesome.